Hey friends, how's it going? So, as you know, I'm on vacation. So what I've done is I've taken some older videos that were multiple parts and I've put them into one. I made one single video out of them, so they're easier to find that way. And this way you can actually view the whole thing, because sometimes people may miss an older video. So I figured, let's do this way you guys can see some of the older videos that I feel are worth a watch. I won't do it every video, because not every video is decent, if you know what I mean. So this one, I hope you enjoyed this video. This video was a multiple part video, and it was about how a master cylinder caused exhaust smoke. Yep, it happened. So anyway, just watch this video and tell me what you think. All right, guys, here it is. Hey guys, so I got this 05 Silverado. I just did brakes on it. I had a locked up caliper, so we put front calipers, hoses on, pads, rotors. Rear brakes were completely worn out. I actually made a video on that should be showing up soon. But anyway, so bled the whole system out. You know, did all of that, and everything was fine. I just took it for a road test. Everything's fine. The pedal is a little bit mushy, just a tad. I think it could be a lot better. It has no air in the system that I could get out. We bled it 6 ways to Sunday on the lift. Clear, perfect fluid coming out. So I'm absolutely confident that that's not an issue. The rear brakes are adjusted fine. Like I said, it's drums in the back. Rear brakes are adjusted fine. Everything seems good there. So I'm going to do what's called an automated bleed. But let me show you first real quick when I hit the pedal. So there's the pedal. And it may not seem like a lot, but when you're driving, that's a lot. And I believe it could be better than that. But in order to do an automated bleed, you need a scanner. A little handheld code reader is not going to do it. You actually need a scanner. So I got my scanner hooked up to it, and let me get into it and actually do an automated bleed. So here we are. Actually, I'm going to shut my light off. And so what I'm going to do, it self-populated all of this. So let me just go in here. Go to anti-lock brakes. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to check for codes, because if there's any codes in the system, it won't let you do it. Okay, no codes there. Alright, so we're going to clear that. Middle speed sensor circuit. The brakes themselves work fine. It's got no ABS issues. The light's not on. We're going to clear the codes. Now we're going to go to functional test. Automated bleed, there we go. Refer to service information for instructions. If DTCs are present, test will not run. Okay, we already cleared those, so we're not worried about that. It may tell you to set the parking brake. Battery must be fully charged. Brake fluid levels, check the fluid level, which I already did. Set the parking brake, which I'm going to do that now. Okay, place transmission in park neutral. Vehicle speed must be 0, and it is. I'm parked. Apply and hold the pedal to activate the test. Now, when you do this, if you watch, it's going to kick it. It's going to go to the floor first, and then it'll slowly kick it back. But what I usually do is you hold it down with quite a bit of force. There it goes. Wow, I think we have a master cylinder problem. Check that out. It's sucking brake fluid into the booster. All right. That's interesting. All right. Yep, it just flooded the engine with brake fluid. Okay. So we're going to have to fix that. That's a bad master cylinder and possibly a bad booster too. So let's go put a master on this thing. Alright, so I don't know if you could see that, but that smoke right there, that is brake fluid. You could smell it. And actually, I just realized, yeah, that's brake fluid. That's brake fluid in there. So what happened? What actually happened? Well, let me explain it. The master's leaking into the booster. It's a vacuum booster. So when I went to go do the automated bleed, the fact that the pedal goes almost to the floor, the side of the booster that is up against the master, the suction side, that's filled with fluid. So now that the diaphragm got collapsed even more, the fluid level probably went up to the vacuum hose and it sucked it through into the motor. And I don't know if you could hear it. If you listen to the video, you can actually hear like a gurgling, a chuggling sound. And that's the fluid basically just regurgitating inside there. And it gets sucked up into, you know, like a straw, like when you're trying to suck a soda up and you go, it's kind of like doing the same thing. So, yeah, I bet you the tops of the pistons are clean now. But anyway, yeah, so we got to get a booster and a master. Unfortunately, nobody has the master for this. I won't see it until tomorrow, and I'm not even going to be here tomorrow. So I'm not going to be able to do this till Friday. Going off the RPO production codes, nobody has the master for this vehicle. At least in stock for today, but they'll have it tomorrow, which means I'll do it on Friday. But anyway, when I go to do that, when I get the booster off, I'll probably dump it and you'll see all the brake fluid pouring out of it. But, you know, that kind of brake fluid in there, that's not good. So it'll ruin the booster over a period of time. But anyway, but that wasn't the original problem. The original problem was the locking up caliper and a completely worn out rear brakes. And considering it's got 200 and something thousand miles on it, we just went and did everything because I wouldn't just do one caliper, one hose on one side, especially when the other side's original. So anyway, that's it. If you get something out of my videos, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching. Hey, good morning, everyone. So I have that Silverado in, the one that was sucking up brake fluid. And I just want to show you real quick. I'm getting ready to pull the master off. I got everything unbolted. I haven't taken anything off yet, but let me just show you real quick. So here it is. And if you recall, this thing was smoking like a banshee out of the tailpipe. Because what was happening is there's a diaphragm inside the booster. This side of the booster that gets the vacuum was filling up with fluid, apparently, from a bad master cylinder. And when the diaphragm was collapsed doing the automated brake bleed, it was getting sucked up into the hose here. So now, if I pull the hose off, if you look, you can actually see wetness there. And you can see wetness inside there. Hard to see, but it's there. So, but you can actually see the drip marks there. I bet you anything that whole thing is filled up. So now let's pop this off. I got the lines off, as you can see, but I haven't taken anything actually physically apart yet. So there, the booster's out. And oh yeah, if you look down inside there, it's full of fluid. You see that? It's a reservoir of fluid in there. See it? So yeah, when a diaphragm collapsed, it got up to that level and was actually getting sucked through. So obviously, the only way that happens is, dun dun dun, with a bad master cylinder. Now here's the weird thing. On the road, pedal felt fine. Pedal felt absolutely fine, no issues. So had I not done the automated bleed, I would have never known about it. Because like I said, you set at a traffic light or whatever, pedal was not creeping. So let me get this booster off, and then let's dump out and see how much is actually in this thing. Because obviously it's full. It's just weird that the customer or somebody's obviously been adding fluid, just never said that they've been adding fluid. So, all right, let's go that route. Let's get this off and let's dump it. All right, so here we go. I just got it pulled off of there. If you've never taken a booster off, it's basically just 4 studs and then the brake rod that goes to the brake pedal with the brake light switch. It's really not a big deal. So let's walk this thing over, and as you can see the fluid level in there. I mean, it's amazing that this thing has this much fluid. It's the worst I've ever seen. I've never seen one this bad before. Now let's walk this over here. I'm not going to measure it, but I mean, that's got to be, I don't know, that's got to be like, what, a half a quart? Maybe a full quart? That's a lot of fluid. That's a lot of brake fluid. Well, the one good benefit is it cleans up carbon. Brake fluid does clean up carbon, so the piston tops are not going to have any carbon on them when we're done here. So this thing shouldn't be pinging or detonating or anything. Alright, so there we go. So now, let's get the other booster on. If you recall, I made a video a while back about replacing the booster on a Silverado, and I wound up doing it, I don't know, 3 times, 4 times, because the new booster kept collapsing in on itself and applying the brakes, because it was just a bad booster, or a bad series of boosters. Of course, they were all aftermarket. I didn't have access to a new one at the time. Matter of fact, I don't even think a new one was available at the time. But anyway, so I got the new one here, new Reman. This one right here, it's from Advanced Auto Parts. And I believe the last time I did this, I kept on getting them from O'Reilly's, and the one that I got from Advanced was the one that actually worked. So let's get this in place and go from there. There is a gasket up here, but part of it's stuck to the firewall, part of it's stuck to the back of the other booster. So I'm going to see if I can't peel the piece off the back of the other booster and just stick it on there. It's really just for moisture or whatever, so it doesn't leak inside the car, but I've never seen an issue before. I've seen them missing in the past, but I've never seen an issue with anything leaking inside the car. So, but let's just do that. Let's just switch that over and then get the new booster in place. The other gasket just disintegrated in the process of me trying to take it apart. So I put a little bit of gray silicone on there. You don't have to go nuts. Like I said, it's really just a water seal. It's not like anything's under pressure or anything like that. So I'm going to just do that. I'm going to get this thing installed, and we're going to go from there. Basically, it just slides right into the firewall there, and from the inside, you got to hook up the brake rod, you know, catch the nuts, stuff like that. It's relatively simple. I think pretty much anybody that can get to this type of point of working on a vehicle, I think anybody can handle this. And just so you guys can see from underneath, you can see where the studs are sticking through right there. And then there's the brake rod up there. It's got to hook up to that pivot point on the pedal, which is right there. But yeah, so let me get all of this together and then we'll be good to go. So there we go. That should tell you everything right there. Now the reason I put this on the old booster is because they want this there because the rod that's inside can fall out. So they want you to stick this on there just as a warranty thing. It's not like it's going to really protect anything, but anyway, so going back to the truck, I did bench bleed it. I got the brake hose hooked up. You have to leave this with the new, leave the valve with the new booster. Don't use the old valve. Let's see what else, because sometimes depending on the setup, they may be, it may have like a metered orifice inside of it. You never know. So just make sure you switch it over to whatever, or keep the one that comes with the rebuilt booster with it. What else? At the back of the master, there's a seal, because depending on the type of booster, some of them you don't need a seal because it's self-sealed on the inside. This one is not. This one is sealed at the master. So just make sure you put the seal in there. So this is already bench bled, so I'm going to stick this on there, bolt it up, just do a quick one-time bleed on the vehicle, and then road test it. All right, so let's try this again. Everything's together, it's bench bled, it's bled on the truck. So now we're going to do the automated bleed again. I can still see some smoke coming out of the tailpipe, but it's going to be a little bit because I'm sure it's in the cats, I'm sure it's in the regular muffler and that, and it's going to burn out over time. Let me just see. Yeah, but it's going away. So, all right, back into the scanner. I did clear out the codes, go to functional test. We're going to set the parking brake because I know it's going to ask me. Let me shut my light off. That. Let's go to automated bleed. Okay. That's going to have me hit the pedal, and well, battery fully charged. You could do it with the engine running or without. I prefer to have the engine running. So let's see. We're going to hit continue. Press and hold the brake pedal. Now you can see I got it down. I'm going to start it right here and then just watch my foot. Basically, it's shuttling all the valves in the ABS unit, and it'll actually push air up in through the master cylinder. Okay, so now that's done. Test complete. Now you should check for codes just to see. Let's see, no current codes. No history codes, okay. So now the pedal itself, it definitely feels better. So I'm actually gonna do it again. I've done this as many as a dozen times on a vehicle just to get the pedal right, especially on a vehicle where I've replaced every single brake line because they rotted away. For some reason on those, you have a real heck of a time getting the air completely out of the system. So I'm just going to do this one more time. I like to hold a lot of pressure on the pedal. It doesn't tell you have to, just I found over the years that it does help. Alright, so now the pedal's up. Test is complete. You know, see how far the pedal's going now? Remember when I initially showed you how far it went? It definitely made a difference. So now let's take this thing on a road test and see what it does. All right, so I just got back from my 12-mile road test, and everything seems fine. You know, no issues. Eventually, all the smoke, all the brake fluid basically burned out of the exhaust, so all the smoke cleared up. Yeah, so that's it. Everything seems good. No issues. So that was just kind of interesting. Never had that happen before. Anyway, getting something out of my videos, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching. So kind of interesting seeing a master cylinder causing exhaust smoke. I mean, it's not a very common thing at all. I think I've maybe seen that twice in my life, and that would be number 2 right there. So very odd situation, but it happens. What are you going to do? All right, guys, I hope you got something out of that. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, have a great day, and keep wrenching. I don't drink anymore.